Hello guys, now we will discuss about the letter of protest, a very important document, and we should know in what circumstances we can issue the letter of protest. So in this video we are going to discuss about when the LOP can be issued, letter of protest can be issued. Basically we are giving a letter of protest when we do not agree to the terms of the supplier. Okay, so if we think that in our discretion there is something which is the supplier has not followed according to the norms, we can issue a letter of protest. To what all reasons we can give letter of protest? First is
to every marine engineer out there, from junior engineer to chief engineer and electrical officer. We all know that earning respect on ship is very important. We all know fast promotions are very important, and we all know that इज्जत कमानी है, promotion चाहिए तो काम आना चाहिए, तो जूते पड़ते हैं, गालियां पड़ती हैं, and for that you need a good mentor. Sometimes we keep finding those mentors on board ship, अगर नहीं मिल रहे तो MNDFLIX है ना, Merchant Navy Decoded has launched a subscription model where you can find more than 30 plus courses with respect to your rank, helping you earn respect on ship. Please enroll on these free trial videos, watch these videos as per rank, and then decide whether you want to invest or not, with a very good flexible payment plan as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.
Before the vessel is ready for bunkering and the barge is not arriving on time and killing the time of the vessel, in that case if the barge is delaying, you can give a letter of protest for barge delay. Okay, because the important critical time of the vessel has been wasted by the barge, and since during the bunkering operation is where the vessel is off hired, and the chief engineer is only responsible in a very small span of time. He has to complete this bunkering operation and with all correct measures and with all safety. So for bunkering operation there is only a fixed interval of time that is given. Within a span of time you have to complete bunkering. So if the barge delays, you need to issue a letter of protest for that. So if the barge delays, or say barge when it arrives, it does not give you a quality certificate for the bunker provided. Okay, if the quality certificate is not provided, you can issue a letter of protest. If the MSDS is not provided, you can issue a letter of protest. Even if the MSDS is provided and you find that it is more than 5 years old version, then also you can issue a letter of protest in that case. So these are the bunkering letter of protest you can give. Okay, you find anything which is unsafe in the vessel, which is going to give you bunkers, in that case also you can issue a letter of protest, which is unsafe practice for unsafe practice. Okay, one more thing I want to point, in case you have got there are some companies which will not rely on the quality certificate density, because the density given on the quality certificate might not be the same that is being given to you on board, and it will be depending on the analysis report. So some of the companies issue letter of protest so that they are on the safer side and asking that the density does not we will be referring to the density when it is coming in the analysis report. On the basis of density they give the letter of protest. So it is not very common, but yes, this is in practice where companies follow the density as a norm to give you letter of protest. Now these are pre-bunkering letter of protest. For post-bunkering letter of protest, after loading you can give for slow pumping rate. That also because that barge is not pumping at the rate that which is mentioned in the bunkering checklist and has been agreed upon by the barge. So you can issue a letter of protest on the pumping rate, slow pumping rate. Okay, second and the most oftenly given letter of protest is for the quantities, bunker quantity not matching. The quoted quantity for bunkers and the supplied bunkers is not matching, and the barge does not agree with you on the letter of protest for this. So what to do in such cases? In such cases, if the quantity is not matching and you have reassured on your vessel that from your side the soundings are correct and the values that you are quoting is correct, in that case what we can do, we can issue letter of protest but we have to do certain things first. We have to first verify the barges soundings and check that whether their sounding is correct or not. From there we have to verify if they have because before bunkering we have taken sounding, now we have to check whether the soundings have reduced to the certain level or not. Even in that case they do not agree with that, we have to involve the company first, okay, because the company will then talk to the charterer in case the amicable solution will have to be reached. Just by issuing a letter of protest will not solve the problem. We have to, whenever we are issuing a letter of protest, we will have to keep the company in the loop that we are going to issue a letter of protest in this case. Let them finalize whether it is okay to issue a letter of protest or not. Okay, say quantity is not matching, and then you are continuously arguing with the barge. There is say you are not finally reaching to an amicable solution, and then you are issuing a letter of protest. Okay, what is best in this case? Take the matter with the company, take up the matter with the company, let company decide whether it is suitable to raise the letter of protest or not. Also check the SMS. Sometimes SMS, say you are fighting for 5 tons, maybe the bunker is percentage of 1% around, which is sometimes allowed in the SMS, allowed discrepancies as per the SMS plus minus of some percentage. Please make sure that SMS is allowing for this discrepancy or not. In that case, then only you issue a letter of protest. Talk to the company, and the best practice will be if you are going to some of the say ports where you know that there will be cases, or say there has been cases where bad bunkers were supplied, or there has been discrepancies previously also with this port. So best is that ask the company for a bunker surveyor. Okay, if the company supplies the bunker surveyor every time before bunkering, very good, because the owners are hiring, the charterers are hiring the bunker surveyor. Okay, so the bunker surveyor will be the one who will fight for you in case the quantities are not matching or something else of this kind of discrepancy is coming up. Best is to ask the company before, say, going to a bunker station, bunker port, ask this company to give you a bunker surveyor. So you will not have to argue with the bunker barge in such cases. The bunker surveyor will deal with the barge in that case. Okay, so quantity is not matching, and then you issue a letter of protest, the barge agrees, they put their signature, it is okay, then they will give you in the BDN quantity they will reduce, then it will be okay for you. That is okay if they reduce the BDN quantity. Then the case comes if they do agree that the bunker was less finally, and then they agree to supply you more bunker. Okay, this time when you are doing the second pumping, my dear chief engineers, very careful you have to be when the second pumping is they are pumping, because the barges are very cruel. Sometimes they pump seawater, sometimes they pump sludge, sometimes they pump anything to save themselves. Okay, so in that case, when you are doing the second pumping, best is if you have a separate tank, please take the oil in a separate tank. Okay, and also do a separate this thing bunker sampling from the manifold, and you also personally check that the oil they are pumping at that time, what is the quality, whether they are pumping sludge or something. Be very careful when you are receiving it for the second time. If they are pumping something else, please make sure that you are stopping the bunker at that time. Okay, issue the letter of protest, be safe with no oil or less oil, issue a letter of protest, let the company fight out, but do not take the second second pumping if they are supplying bad fuel or they are supplying sludge or something else. In that case, make the sampling separate sampling, check the sample, if required send for lab analysis both the samples separately, so that you are aware that the samples that you have sent and the analysis report is coming that is same. Okay, so be very careful when you are sending the agreeing for the second pumping, for in case the quantities are not matching. Okay, in ORB we will discuss about in this case where quantities are not matching, how we will make an entry in the oil record book, even in case they have agreed to do not agree to sign the letter of protest. Okay, the barge do not agree to sign the letter of protest. Okay, if the BDN number is not mentioned, since we have discussed the BDN and how important the BDN number is, say you receive the bunker BDN and you find that BDN number is not mentioned. Okay, you issue the letter of protest, or you find that the BDN, you will not accept the BDN itself if the BDN number is not mentioned, or any important thing is omitted out in your BDN, or say any quantity is surpassing in the BDN. Okay, as we have discussed that sometimes what the barges, they are by mistake they are putting some values which they are not aware of, like 0.51% they will sulfur they will put. So very carefully you will have to check that they have not put any wrong value in the BDN. BDN number is not mentioned, or any other kind of remark is mentioned in the BDN, say local remark, local regulations remark, or something like that in the MARPOL in the BDN, which is not in conjugation with the MARPOL requirement. Like we have seen the BDN, what is the MARPOL requirement and which kind of fuel that it is to be taken as per the BDN, that is only the data has to be mentioned. If the seal numbers are not mentioned in the BDN, okay, if your company's seal number is not mentioned in the BDN, that time also you can issue the letter of protest. Okay, one more important thing is we as chief engineers are overall in charge for the BDN for the bunkering process, but when we issue the letter of protest, the master has got the authority to give the letter of protest. So master's signature is also important when you are issuing a letter of protest on behalf of the vessel. Okay, that is this. So master is the sole authority and he has to give the letter of protest along with your signature, very good, but master has also to give his signature when you are issuing a letter of protest. So these are the certain cases where the letter of protest has to be issued from the vessel side. Next section when we are discussing, we will see a standard format of the letter of protest and how and when and which type of letter of protest has to be given. Okay, thank you guys.